Hey my friends, Dave from Ohm Healing coming to you live from the 2015 NorCal Cannabis High Times Cannabis Cup. Little double for you there. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Steve Deangelo from Harborside, and now the 2015 Lifetime Achievement Award winner. I actually forgot the name of that award. What's it specifically?
It is the Lester Greenspoon Lifetime Achievement Award.
That, how could I forget that? So
amazing Harvard scientist, researcher, professor, Dr. Lester Greenspoon, yes, author of Marijuana Reconsidered.
And if you don't know who Lester Greenspoon is, how silly of me to forget, go check that out. So, Steve, I thought, you know, starting off, we're in California. Obviously, we're leading, one of the states that's leading the way. I know a lot of people who are looking to get into the industry, start collectives and these kind of things. What would you say, based on what you're seeing, because you have your ear to the ground with, you know, so many lawmakers, in case you guys don't know, are going in so many different ways. There's so much different language. What would you say right now from what you're understanding that people should focus on the most, be wary of, etc.?
Well, you really need to understand the regulatory situation. In California, there's a patchwork of local laws and regulation, and now an effort at the legislature for statewide regulation, and understanding in a very, very clear way what you can and cannot do in the jurisdiction that you're located in and how that might affect your business model is really important. I've seen a lot of folks put a huge amount of time and energy and love and money into a project just to have a sheriff close it down 2 days after they open their doors. So it's really important to understand the regulatory situation you're in.
What do you think? I mean, I've, you know, as I told you, you've been sort of a mentor and someone I've looked up to for a long time. And from the kind of the things, some of you, if you guys haven't seen, you know, the series, the Weed War series from a few years ago, what are the biggest, the couple biggest things that you unequivocally would say that people should, I mean, people should watch out for based on what you went through?
Well, you know, the first thing that you need to do is make sure you have a really close relationship with the elected officials and the community that you're living in, because this is still illegal under federal law, and the biggest hassles that we've had at Harborside came from the federal government. The only reason I'm standing here talking to you today instead of being in federal prison is because of the support of the city of Oakland, who sued the federal government to stop them from closing us down, and the support of our community, which makes it impossible for the U.S. Attorney to arrest and convict me. So that's why I'm here today.
Wise words from someone who's been there. Now, switching the script real fast before we let you go. So, you know, a lot of people here at Ohm Healing, we try to be the example by using cannabis not just for pain relief, but in different areas of life. When we go to exercise, we believe in meditation, you know, stilling the mind, psychoneuroimmunology, psychoneurophysiology, the mind-body connection. We don't push it on people, but we attempt to lead by example in that world. How do you see the current situation with, you know, everyone, you know, maybe saying medicating and medicating and medicating, and there's a place for that? How do you see, what would you say to people about how to implement a holistic life, a healthy holistic life with cannabis? What are some other things that people want to do to balance themselves besides just using cannabis, or in ways that they can use cannabis?
Well, you know, there's a lot of terminology that's being used to describe cannabis use. There's medical cannabis, there's recreational cannabis. I reject both of those categories. I don't think they accurately describe the way that most people use cannabis. I believe that the vast majority of cannabis use is for wellness purposes. Now that includes things like preventing Alzheimer's, or shrinking a cancer tumor, or easing the symptoms of epilepsy. It also includes helping you get to sleep if you have insomnia, or calming you down if you have anxiety, or easing your pain if you have chronic pain. But then there's this whole other range of uses that people usually call recreational use or just getting high. I think they're the overlooked wellness benefits of cannabis. So things like extending your sense of patience, waking up your creativity, enhancing the sound of music or the taste of a meal or your lover's skin, opening you to a more full spiritual experience. That's not medical and it's not recreational, but it sure is about wellness.
Absolutely, absolutely. So one last thing. So what right now, if you had to tell everybody out there about a project or initiative that you just wish that you're so excited about that you want some attention on currently right now that they could go check out, or that you're just really behind? Something that's exciting you. What would that be right now?
So, you know, there's a lot of talk about building the new industry, the new cannabis industry, the most rapidly growing industry, how much money is going to be made, billions of dollars. If all we do is build a new industry, then we failed. We've blown the biggest opportunity that's ever been handed to any group of people. What we need to do is not just build a new industry, but a new kind of industry, right? An industry that embraces diversity because we know it's a strength. An industry that is a responsible steward of the environment because we know that all of our survival and the survival of our children that depends on it. Organizations that reach out to the community and really engage with them because we understand that the bottom line is not just a bottom line for us and shareholders, it's a bottom line that has to be returned to everybody that we engage with. That's the kind of industry that we need to build. And I look at organizations like Women Grow and the Minority Cannabis Business Association. I see organizations like that coming up, and that's what excites me most, is the idea that we are going to reflect the values that this plant teaches us in the kind of industry that we build.
I love it. So if these guys want to go find you, where are you currently most found with a blog, a video, Instagram, whatever it is? Where should they come find you?
At Steve Deangelo on Twitter, stevedeangelo.com, and harborsidehealthcenter.com.
You heard it here first. Dave from Ohm Healing and Wellness. We are out. Thank you so much, my friend. We appreciate you.
Thanks for being here.
Cheers.